Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala.
Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Peace, Peace, Peace. True meaning of meditation or satsang is sitting in the self, or the company of that self, or abiding in this pure self which we all are. And then there is a power of this satsang, group meditation, because all of us have pure intention to be in our true self. And this self is same in all of us. And we all have decided to move from the personality, ego identity, that individual self, to this impersonal self. Even that intention brings us into it. Because it's non-doing. It is what it is. It's not a playing field. There is no movie on the screen. No images, no story. In spite of having nothing in this awareness, it makes you feel so contented and happy, joyful and blissful. As if nothingness has met all our demands. What a paradox. When you drop everything, you become nothing, you become satisfied. While we all think as mind body that more money we have, more friends we have, better health we have, we will be more happy. And we try to keep doing that. It's not that we don't get happy. Even in ego identity, we feel happiness and sorrow, happiness and sorrow. But all this happiness and sorrow is not in our hand. It depends on our external circumstances. It depends on our mind, on our feelings. It depends on people and situations around us. So there are so many factors on which our happiness depends. And we have no control on any of these things. Whatever psychologists say, whatever religious book says, because the problem is all these things teaches us lessons. Be good, do good, be honest, don't steal, feel good for others. All these religious texts, psychological understanding and everything tells us to do good, be good and all that stuff. But the basic problem stays there. We learn all those things by our mind and practice. We turn a better person. But we use the mind to become a better person, but we don't drop the mind. So the mind stays with us. And I'm not saying we don't improve, we also improve. But as a human being, a better person, probably a good man or a woman, but our suffering never ends. Because the suffering is in our personality, and our mind. And we have not transcended that. Unless we transcend our personality, our mind, we can never be eternally happy. That's the first and foremost conclusion of all the teachings by the sages who have enlightened themselves by practice. The second is that if you don't know your true self, you are not out of this birth and death cycle. You have to come back again and again and again in different forms until you decide to be out of this game by being true self rather than mind and body. And that decision, that practice, that can only happen in this body as a human being. Though there are instances that people have realized even in animal body, but it's very rare and difficult. Rather than going through that path, it's better to do it in this human body. So this is the second thing which I believe is, you can say, a benefit in knowing the self. Eternal happiness, getting out of this game of birth and death. And the third and the most important thing is, a person who is in self can only give love to everyone. It's a harmless creature and will bring peace and happiness on earth and this universe. This is the biggest gift to the mankind. Even if he is not doing anything, just sitting quietly in his room or in his cave, he is spreading the vibrations of love and peace and bliss. No wrong thing can happen by his actions from the body or his mind. He is all in the divine hands, and the divinity will speak through him and do all the acts. Now let's discuss what is you are going to lose if you move from personality to the true self. You will lose all the interest and attachments to the materialistic things. Although you can still participate as an actor, your attachments will be finished and will be replaced by unconditional love for everything. There is no near or dear to you. There is no enemy. You get out of the opposites of hate and love, like and dislike. And that is a real freedom. And I don't think that's a disadvantage in any sense. You might still be able to do or continue to do your profession, but you're not looking, not desiring to achieve something great out of it. Although there might be something great out of it, you don't know. Another disadvantage or advantage I can't say, but you can't plan your life anymore. The person who was planning the life is gone, has disappeared. And you accept every moment, and you accept everything which comes in your life as the gift of God, and you leave planning to the divine. So you are completely free. The other important thing is you stop impressing anyone, but you start impressing your own self. You behave in tune with yourself. You obey all the commands of yourself, and you stay in yourself, and you love yourself. You enjoy the company of the self so much that whether you get clothes or food, or people praise you or criticize you, or whether you get anything in this materialistic world or lose everything, doesn't matter. You are always in company of your beloved. You love him so much that you're not looking for any other company. You're not even looking to talk to anyone. It is indescribable feeling It has opened the doors of love. There is an always flood of joy and bliss in you. If someone uses harsh words against you, or you come into the situation of confrontation with someone, there can be a moment of disharmony or uneasiness or restlessness, but it is transitory without leaving any impressions. So the life is always peaceful, and a deep silence pervades in you all the time. If the day is too busy, you don't lose that silence. And if there's nothing to do, you are in this deep silence. This is your blissful state. Self gives you everything. All that satisfaction is in this self. Most blissful state. There is no ecstasy in it, no sadness in it. It is the most calm state you can ever think of. If you look into the mental health disorders, they all arise in the mind in form of thoughts. Depressive thought, suicidal thoughts make you depressed. When thoughts are too fast, one after the other, without any break, pounding on you, then you get anxiety and panic attacks. When these thoughts are very distorted and delusional, they can make you like you are hearing voices, and the command is so strong that sometimes you have to obey even wrong things. Then we call it psychosis or schizophrenia. When things are not that bad, but still it brings uneasiness in you, snappiness in you, irritability in you, that is again because of these thoughts. You want to do something and something else is happening and you feel so uneasy because you're caught up in your personality, and personality wants to do things according to its own wishes. It doesn't give a damn to God or spirituality or nothing. It might do a drama of a spirituality maybe once a week or once a day or 5 minutes or even an hour, and then goes back to its own form of ugliness. Beware of it. The person in us who feels unhappy is not us. It is the mind. And what makes it unhappy is the thoughts and emotions coming from the mind. Remember, mind is the biggest devil, has caused so much of sorrow in this whole world. In spite of having the best bed, people can't sleep at night. It is all because of the greatness of mind. And ironically, the whole world praises mind. They talk about power of mind. All the psychologists, psychiatrists, reformers, they all praise mind and they work for mind. It's such a big paradox. Nobody tells, please Leave this mind aside. Look into your true self, pure awareness, blissful state, and you are free from all these mental health disorders and day-to-day sorrows and suffering, and be free eternally. What a shame that blind people are guiding blind people. In an ideal world, all the saints and sages should be the director of mental hospitals, should be guiding us how to live, how to behave, how to look beyond mind, how to get rid of the thoughts. And I have seen people on spiritual paths going deeper into their own isness, sometimes go through some experiences by which they are considered to be mad. In India, they are praised and they are called avdhuts. But in Western world, they get admitted to mental hospitals. Nowadays, everyone talks about stress as it is a normal thing for us. What a shame. Even primary school kids talk about stress, and they think it's normal. So, what is normal in society? Thing which is common becomes normal, however bad it can be. Last year I went to Pompeii in Italy. The whole town which slept into death due to the volcano eruption. And if you see the life of people living there, they were ruthless, greedy people, treating their slaves really badly. Humans can go to that extent, I can't believe. So remember, if you want to be free, leave your mind. Ignore your mind. Stay in your own awareness. Treat your mind as a bad neighbor. You can't be friend with your neighbor, and you can't fight with your neighbor. You can only ignore him. Always stay in your awareness, the blissful state, and ignore all the turmoil of your mind, all thoughts, feelings and emotions coming out of it. More you stay in your awareness, more you will become that. Stay in your own silence. To recognize your awareness, it is just the feeling of I amness, aliveness. It has no name, no form. It has no thoughts, no emotions. It is pure witness. More time you stay as awareness, as a pure witness, without involvement of your mind, without getting attached to things, or feeling to avoid things in your neutral zone, you will be more into this awareness. For most of us, it's a slow process. Slowly and gradually, this awareness will take away all the ego mind in you, and you will be in the shower of this awareness. Most of the time, you will hardly have any awareness of this body and mind. You will be moving like two eyes walking around. If you have a very busy life, then it's much better, because whatever little time you have in the day, you will have so intense longing to be as awareness that this happening will occur so fast when you sit even for 1 minute, because of the intense longing. If you have more time, you try to stay more in awareness. You spend time with yourself all the time, whether working, whether with people, whether alone. Spend time with your own self. A profound thing will happen in your life. If someone wants to have an argument, you will keep quiet or you might walk away. This can increase the fights or arguments because you're not giving the other person what he was looking for. But don't worry. You stay as your awareness. You don't care about your personality. So if people find that you are looking a bit odd or silly or numb or dumb or whatever, don't care. You just stay silent. Silent within and silent outside, and stay as awareness. Don't move from here. More you stay as awareness, ignoring your mind and emotions, more you will stay here more. There will be a pull of this awareness. In no matter of time, you will be surprised to know that whatever attention you were giving to stay here, there is no more need of it. Now, even if you want to move out of it, there is no other place to go. Your ego has completely merged into this awareness. No more personal identities left. Yes, some habits might be there, some tendencies might be there, peculiar to this body, but that doesn't matter. So you practice, 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 practice. Initially, it looks like a big practice, and slowly it becomes habit. And then, even if you want to go out of this awareness, there's no other place to go. Because now you know this is your permanent abode, the eternal self. That habit of going into the ego identity is completely gone. And because you were not paying attention to your ego, that has completely dissolved. Now you are unbound, eternally free, no practice needed. Now what will you do from here? Technically nothing. You are free from karma, free from birth and death. Whether you perform an action or you don't perform an action, doesn't matter. You are a Jivan Mukta. You are liberated while living. And you don't mind when the body leaves to make you Vidya Mukta or liberated without body. There is no difference between the two. Don't worry what happens next. You just stay as awareness. You have no form. You were never born. You were there even before this body came into existence. And you will be there even when the body drops. You are nothing but like a vast space. Your language is silence. And you are complete in all senses. You stand on your own support. You have nothing to gain or to lose. You are purest of pure. There is nothing apart from you. You are self-effulgent. You don't look for the next moment. You are beyond time. You are in the body, you are outside the body. There is no space for you. Space arises in you in form of forms and images. Day and night are for the body and the mind. For you, everything is same. The body wakes up, goes to bed and dream, and then goes to sleep. You are always the same. All the relationships comes to the body. Everything in this world is through the body. You are just a pure witness, witnessing your body and other bodies. You have no sex, no name, no form. You have no concept of anything. You are bereft of all the concepts. You are the purest being, source of everything. Buck stops on you. Nothing beyond you. Stay as awareness, untouched, untainted, silent, just a pure witness. This awareness will take you. It will eat away your ego, your mind. It will make your story disappear. You go into nothingness, emptiness, free, unbound, pure. Eternal, fearless, but humble and loving. You don't have to acquire any characteristics or qualities. Everything comes as a package from the awareness. Just keep quiet. Remember, all the external circumstances in your life are supportive to this opening, to this realization. God is the most kind entity. It's giving us suffering or joy or whatever to come back home. So take everything in your life as blessing, especially the suffering, because suffering reminds you that you are still not at home, and there is no point in this mind game which gives suffering. So for a spiritual seeker, suffering is always a blessing. But then who is not a spiritual seeker? Every one of us, even people who are atheists, who are looked to be not on this path, are also on the path, because there is no other way. Though they might take longer than you, maybe a couple of million years more. Maybe it's not their time. You don't worry about these things. You have realized you are on this path, make it your own. You will be the biggest fool if you stay like others who are completely ignorant and who are not interested in it. If you have taken your path, you finish this thing. Don't stop in between. Don't go back and forth. Don't have a lukewarm approach. Go straight and hit the jackpot. God is waiting for you. It's always there. This self, it has never left you, because it's you. Don't waste time in mundane affairs. In unnecessary arguments. Conserve all your energy. Put all your energy into attention to the awareness till it becomes your nature. Don't give energy to your mind, to thoughts, to emotions, to planning, to judge, in liking and disliking, in analyzing everything in the life. Bring back all energy into the attention to watch awareness. Make this your life, your goal, till you become that. So first you fake it and then you make it. First you practice, 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 and then you become. Because you have to dehypnotize yourself from what you think you are. That's a completely wrong identification. To think yourself as body-mind. So you have to practice. And with this practice, it's achievable. Take my words, it is the simplest thing you can do. The only thing it needs is your honesty, your sincerity, your longing to know your own self, and make as your number one priority. We all do different things in our life, different hobbies, games, and whatever we do, we think this is the most important. If in your life you think knowing yourself is the most important, no one can stop you. except yourself. Just stay in this pure awareness. Once you have a knack of it, what I'm talking about, and you have found this self in yourself, don't leave it. If you get lost in your thoughts and mind game, come back to it. You know where the home is. Keep coming back, keep coming back, keep coming back. More you stay as awareness, more the attraction or the power of awareness or the grace of awareness will also help you to be there. And less will be there the attraction and power of your ego. So this tussle between the ego and the awareness will eventually help the one with whom you are, with whom your attention is. If your attention is with the awareness, you will become awareness. If your attention is with the ego, then you will stay like an ego. All is the result of your own attention. But then why all the sages say that it can only be achieved by grace? The reason is even to stay in attention comes only with that grace of the God. So pray to that God within you to give you that power to be in attention to this awareness. In truth, you are nothing but this pure awareness. It is just a witness to everything, uninvolved, untainted. It watches the body in action. It watches the ego and the mind. It watches the play of consciousness in the materialistic world. But it never plays this game. It is just a pure witness. You always thought that you are the body-mind because of conditioning, because of the illusion, because of Maya, hypnotism given by the culture conditioning. But now you know that you are not the body, you are not the mind. You are this pure awareness, source of bliss and peace, always there, This is the real bath of awareness. It is the real worship, staying in awareness. It is the real yoga, where you are uniting with awareness. This is the real knowledge, staying as awareness. This is the pure bhakti or love for the divine. When you stay in the divine, you become divine. No duality here. This is the most direct path told in modern times by Bhagwan Sri Ramana Maharshi. And also used, experienced, and all of them have attained the same, like Shri Nisargadatta Maharaj Ji, Papaji, Mooji Ji, and so many others. It's achievable, it's simple, it's logic. And it's very fast. In some paths they talk about lifetime or 7 lives to know yourself. Here it could be months or maybe a couple of years. But it's possible, it's doable, achievable. It's proportional to your longing. More intense your longing is, faster the process is. And grace is within you. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace.